Are you tired of going to the lake and not catching shit?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to get the baits out of my boat that I would use in wintertime. The 5 baits that I choose for the wintertime bite. So I'm going to grab them out of the boat, then we're going to go back inside because it's freezing. So here's what we're going to go over. I know it looks like a lot, but we're going to break this down and how I got it broke down. And I'm going to show you the juice. Alright, so number one we're going to talk about is Old Faithful. A lot of people don't like throwing these. I'm not a big fan of them, but they get bit. I know some tournament series you can't even use them. I know a lot of the MLF guys and stuff can't throw these A-rigs, but this is a bait here in Kentucky. I think anywhere in your southern, probably all over the United States pretty much, except for possibly Florida maybe, this bait produces a bite. How I rig this bait is I'm going to usually generally put it on 1/8 ounce heads, and you know, like a small 3.3 swim bait. Some people will dip the tails. I do that occasionally. A lot of times I learned a trick from a guy, Lance Freeman, this year. He doesn't do the center as a trailer or where it brings the fish in. He does a top one. So what that does, it makes them commit so they're inside the A-rig before they actually eat it. So I think you get a better hookup ratio. But yes, an A-rig is number one. You can throw this on fluorocarbon 20 pound, 17 to 20 pound tests. I choose braid. How I look at it is everybody says, well, why you throw braid with this? Aren't you afraid the fish are going to see it? I mean, this thing has heavy wires on it. So if they ain't bothered by the 5 wires on this thing, they're not worried about braid. So this is my number one wintertime bait that I use. All right, number 2 bait that I choose to throw is a Shad Wrap. There's a lot of different companies out there that make Shad Wraps. Rapala's like the grandfather of Shad Wraps. They've been around for a very long time, but there is a lot of other companies that make Shad Wrap or Shad Wrap imitations. You got Strike King, Berkeley, of course, Rapala. I have a mix of a bunch of them in here, and what I like to throw in the wintertime is a lot of bait patterns. These fish are feeding up on bait for winter. Usually when you get into that late winter, early spring, your reds play a big trick on them. So your reds are good, but as you can see, I've got a different array of colors in here, and most of mine are going to have red crawfish patterns, or they're going to be just strictly a shad pattern. So I think those 2 colors, if you have in your arsenal, you don't have to have this many, but if you keep a couple different ones, you'll be in the money. So number 2 would be a Shad Wrap for me. All right, my number 3 pick is going to be a box that I keep in the boat in the wintertime, and when it's not wintertime, I take it out. I don't know if this is something you guys could utilize. It helps me a lot because a lot of guys at tournament fish, we're trying to reduce the weight, the clutter in our boats, and this is the way I do it. I have a box here that's strictly just wintertime baits, wintertime and early spring baits. And as you can see when I open this up, it's a lot of your crawfish patterns, you know, reds, your browns, your bright chartreuse crawfish patterns. And in this box I have an array of different baits. I've got DT10s, DT14s, the famous RkCrawler. This bait right here, if you guys aren't throwing this, you're missing out. Me and Brennan have won some money on this bait, and I'm a firm believer in it. It doesn't have any rattles, but it's like the wiggle wart of the new age. I do have wiggle warts and I do throw them, but this RkCrawler here is amazing. So as you can see, I have a bunch of those. I've got some red rattle traps in here. These are all just red eye 2-taps. Now, this one ain't a 2-tap, but so your Shad Wrap patterns, or your crawfish patterns are good imitations. Your browns, your chartreuses. So this is a box that I use a lot this time of year and into the spring. And whenever that time is over, I take this box out of my boat because I'm not going to throw these colors no more. So yeah, hopefully that will give you a way to break down stuff for you, to be more organized. It helps me, maybe it'll help you. All right, my number 4 pick is a bait that maybe some of you guys know about, maybe you don't. This is a Damiki rig. And in my Damiki rig box, you can see I have different things in here. I have some Storm small swim baits. I've got these in here because this is another box I use in the wintertime, early spring. I mean, you can use this bait year round. It's almost like a drop shot. You fish it like a drop shot. You're pretty much dropping directly over the fish. to get bites. You can throw this out and pendulum back to the boat, but the best way I've been able to fish it is whenever I see fish on my sonar up front. It's a bait I keep tied on. If I have fish under the boat, I can drop down immediately on them. The Damiki rig, they have a bunch of different colors, but as you can see, I mainly have shad pattern baits in here because, again, these fish are feeding on shad bait fish right now to fatten up for wintertime and get ready for the spawn. So if you guys haven't, check out Damiki. I can drop a description in the box below that you guys can click on and take you to over in Tackle Warehouse. But again, I do have some other baits in here, but this is my number 4 pick. It's not something I use a lot. I mean, you can use a Ned rig, you can use a drop shot, you can tie these on a drop shot. I've caught fish tying these on a drop shot. Just get your number 1 open bin hook and put that sucker on there with a 3/8 or a 1/4 ounce weight. And these are little succulent, beautiful nuggets. I'm telling you, these get bit. All right, my number 5 bait is a jig. I know a jig is a good bait year round, and it is. I love jig fishing. I love flipping. My favorite time to fish is in the spring when those fish get bedded up. And this bait right here, if you guys haven't, if you're fishing like right now, you could go up and you can crank flats in the mornings or in the evenings that are close to channel bends, or channel swings I should say. Areas that break off into deep water. Those fish will move up with the bait fish and they'll feed, and then through the day they'll move back down. But a jig is a good bait to have tied on. If you're burning a crankbait through somewhere and you're not getting bit, this is a bait that I will throw behind a crankbait just to see if maybe I'm missing those fish and they're a little bit deeper. If there's no wind, you're out fishing, and of course right now in the wintertime you're going to fish bluff walls. This is another bait that is very, very good to use on bluff walls. I've caught a lot of fish off a jig. I've made some money off a jig. Here recently, I've actually been using a jig that a buddy of mine has been making. And if you guys haven't noticed, I've been posting some of their social media in my last video. It's Bailey Gay. Him and my cousin fish together. They're both state champs here in Kentucky. But Bailey ties an awesome jig. I'm going to actually put a picture of a jig right here that he ties that I've been throwing. And in the description below, I'll drop his social media. So if you haven't, go over and check out Bailey Gay. He makes an awesome jig. I don't know how many he has in production, if he's selling them or what he's doing, but I would definitely shoot that guy a message. I mean, as an all-around general purpose jig, he makes an amazing jig. The paint lasts. I'm not saying that these jigs don't work, but his paint is amazing. He does an amazing job. But yeah, so yeah, a jig is my 5th and final choice for wintertime. All right, so yeah, those are my 5 top baits that I throw in the wintertime. Hopefully this was something that you guys can utilize and it'll help produce more bites for you. If you guys have any questions about the baits that we went over, I know this was kind of short, brief, and to the point, but if you guys have any questions or you want me to go in further depth on something that I showed you, just drop a comment. I'll be glad to talk with you guys on there if you want to shoot me a message. That's what this channel is all about. I want this channel to grow. I want us to help each other. I don't know everything. I'm learning, so I'm always open to ideas. If you guys say, hey man, there's one bait you left out that I think is absolutely killer this time of year, drop it in the comment and let me know, because I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to progress as a fisherman. I think we all are. So if there's something that you have a question about what I showed you here, drop it in the comments. I'll be glad to answer. I do appreciate everybody. The channel's growing, the videos are blowing up, and it's amazing. I appreciate every minute of it. But if you guys have any more questions, like I said, drop them here in the comments. Everything that I've showed you will be linked down below in the description. I got some social media down there if you guys want to check me out on Facebook or Instagram. I know it came across the screen here earlier, but I'm going to put it down in the description box. If you guys want to go over and follow me, I try to put out videos daily on there, little short stories and stuff. So if you guys want to give me a follow, I'll give you guys a follow. And yeah, let's just keep growing the channel. I appreciate it. I've been trying to come up with an idea. I've been talking to my brother. He's actually here helping me film. On an idea that I could do to give you guys, there he is, the Bearded Savage. If you guys haven't, go check his channel out, or his page out. We'll put it in the description too. He's an awesome tattoo artist. He does all my work and it's amazing. So, but yeah, if you guys have any more questions, like I said, drop them in the comments, share the video, give me a like. And then, like I said, I want to do something for a giveaway for you guys. I've been thinking about doing maybe like a Adam Savage Fishing sweatshirt, a sticker. I might even do something with some baits. So if you guys have something, maybe do these 5 baits, my 5 top baits, I could give those away to you guys. But I want to do something to give back to you guys for all the appreciation. It doesn't go unnoticed. I want you guys to know that. I put a lot of work into this channel, and it's not going to grow no matter what I do. It's all going to take everybody who watches my videos and shares them. So like I said, I don't want to drag this on too long, but I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. So yeah, if you have any more questions, just drop them in the comment. But I guess until next time, I'll give you another tackle tip. If you guys got a suggestion for a tackle tip, drop in the comments, and if I use it, I'll tag you in your social media. All right? All right? Okay? I'm gonna get off here now. Come here. I'm gonna get off here. Bye.